And what I'm sharing in this chapter is that when you begin to realize that you have a seed of greatness in you, then you'll be more intentional about the environment that you're in. You'll be more intentional about the people you talk to. You'll be more intentional about the things you listen to. You'll be more intentional about those who you call your friends, your inner circle, because all those things begin to shape your environment. And not just shape your environment, all those things begin to provide necessary nutrients for that seed of greatness in you to grow and flourish.
Hold up. Hey, yo, Tama Beats, let's get him something new to ride to. Welcome to the Pursuit of Passion podcast with K. Noel. So take a seat and listen. Listen to the practical words, encouraging words that are here to help you get over the hump in your life, cause you are in pursuit of your passion. Yeah, I see you, and I present to ya the Pursuit of Passion with K. Noel.
Pursuit of passion, pursuit of passion. You gotta have it, you gotta have it. Yeah, pursuit of passion, pursuit of passion. Yeah, you gotta have it, you gotta have it.
Yo, what's going on, fam? This is your boy, K. Noel. Yo, this is the very last episode of season 2, the very last episode. So if you heard the last episode, you already know, come season 3, going to be changing the name to Relentless Conversations. So I'm be sure to follow me on Instagram, on Twitter to keep up with me. You can also join my texting community. The number is right there on the side. You can scan the QR code, however you want to do it. So be sure to follow me to keep up to date on stuff that's going on. So I got some big news. I told y'all last episode to tune in to this episode because I got some very big news. So I got a big project going on right now. I reach out to some of my brothers, and we're going to release a free ebook to y'all, just to show our appreciation to those that's been following each one of us. So I brought one of my brothers on with me. We're going to talk a little bit about that and some of the stuff that he has going on as well. So I want to introduce y'all to my brother, Antonio. So, bro, man, welcome to the Pursuit of Passion podcast. I'm going to let you tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yo, man, listen, what an honor, man. Yo, I am too turned up, man, to be on here with you today, bro. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, man. So what's good? Let's get into it.
That's what's up, man. So, and just to give y'all a heads up, he will also be on season 3 of the podcast too. So y'all be sure to check it out. Man, so tell us, what do you do, who you are, just a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, no doubt, man. First and foremost, my name is Antonio Grate. Listen, man, I'm from Chicago, and right now, my pursuit of passion is really changing the lives of our young people, affecting this generation and the next through speaking, through presentations, through workshops, and things of that nature. One thing that I focus on are youth in the foster care system, which is part of my story, man. Growing up in the inner city of Chicago, during the time I was growing up, man, it was considered one of the most ruthless areas in the nation, right? And so with that being said, come from a broken home, mom's on drugs, a lot of family members, sister, cousins that I lived with was on drugs, surrounding in a toxic environment with the drugs, the gangs, the crime, and also too, just eventually enter into the foster care system. So what I simply try to do is, man, just share my story of how you can be in a negative environment or you can be in a toxic environment, but really focus on your inner environment, right? Focus on what's going on the inside. And I believe if youth can begin to comprehend, understand, and release what's really going on the inside of them, it will help them better navigate the challenging environments that they're in today.
Awesome, man. So let me ask you this, because you talked about the environment that you was in. Given the role and the path that you was on, the environment that was surrounding you, how did you come out to be different?
Man, it's a few things. First, it took a lot of work on my part, but at the same time, man, when I really look back on it, I'm gonna say the grace of God too, right? So it was a combination of things. The scriptures say faith without works is dead, but at the same, and the way I interpret that right now was that, there were things I had to do. For example, I had to be honest with myself in regards to the situation that I was in. I had to accept my reality. But at the same time, I had to ask myself other questions like, yo, is this what I really want? Do I want something different? You know, and in the process of being real with myself and asking myself those type of questions, I realized like, yo, I don't want this. I don't want to be the one going to jail. You know, I don't want to be on a corner selling drugs. You know, I don't want to be the one negatively impacting my community, you know, in which that I see on a daily basis. And I said, okay, if this isn't what I really want, then I got to do something different. So I began to live my life, bro, each and every day, literally striving to not become what I was seeing every day in my environment. Wow, man.
And I can say to even have that kind of mindset at a young age, man, that's nothing but God.
Facts. Facts.
So, because and I can relate. I grew up in the gangs and stuff, and you know, doing that kind of stuff. So I kind of fell prey to it. But you know, I it was God that brought me out of it.
No doubt.
You know, I'll tell anybody that, man. So yeah, man. Big ups to God, man, on that channel.
Oh, all day. Salute, baby. All day.
Oh, and I encourage y'all to follow him on Instagram, man. Y'all can and you on you got a page on Facebook too, right?
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah, y'all follow him on Instagram and Facebook. You'll see his where you can follow him in the bio and stuff. You can see some of the times he's been speaking, man. He speaks in some powerful stuff, man, and it blesses me, man. I really got to tell you that. So I'm loving what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Much love, bro. You know, we here to support, man. I love what you're doing as well. You definitely inspiration, man. So, you know, we just gonna keep trying to make that impact.
Absolutely, I appreciate it, man. So let's talk about this project that we got going on. So, like I told everybody, we put together this free ebook that we did, you know, just to give out to everybody, just a little appreciation. So when I reached out to you, what was your thoughts on it?
Oh man, that's easy. It was like, yo, let's go. Let's do this, man. You know what I mean? It was real easy, yo. It wasn't a doubt or fear or anything that came into my mind. It was like, oh my goodness, my God wants me to be a part of this. Oh, let's go.
and tell everybody, you know, just give them a little snippet of, you know, because each one of us did 2 chapters in it. So give a little snippet of what you're talking about in the book.
Yeah, I did 2 chapters. So one of the chapters is identifying your why, or the power of your why. Then the second chapter is your environment, right? And an environment meaning like there's a seed of greatness in you. So I just talk about the power of your why. Many times in life, we go through various challenges, you know, and sometimes the challenges that we go through become so heavy that it causes people to give up, to throw in the towel, things of that nature. But what I've learned at a young age is that when you're going through those challenging times, if you can identify your why or your reason for being or your reason for doing, then there's a unique strength and unique power that's associated with that won't allow you to quit, that won't allow you to give up, that won't allow you to throw in the towel. Like there's a supernatural strength that's attached to a person's why when it's greater than what you're going through and it's greater than what you're dealing with. And that's what I tap into in that chapter, the power of your why, because I believe when you can identify that, then you will begin to realize that you're really stronger than what you've been feeling like when you're going through your trials and tribulations, right?
Y'all listen to me. I've already read the chapter, but that chapter, man, it was powerful. So, man, y'all really gotta check out this book. And the other 2 guys, man, they brought some nuggets, man. It's just a power impacted book that you could really benefit from. So we put out our best foot on this one. So y'all really gotta check this one out.
And chapter 2, man, we don't want to forget about chapter 2. Chapter 2 is really a seed of greatness, right? The seed of greatness. See, what I also learned is that, yo, like your environment matters. And considering the fact that I grew up in what I would like to call a toxic environment, I understood that environment was literally trying to prevent that seed of greatness that was within me or that is within me from producing. And what I'm sharing in this chapter is that when you begin to realize that you have a seed of greatness in you, then you will be more intentional about the environment that you're in. You'll be more intentional about the people you talk to. You'll be more intentional about the things you listen to. You'll be more intentional about those who you call your friends, your inner circle, because all those things begin to shape your environment. And not just shape your environment, all those things begin to provide necessary nutrients for that seed of greatness in you to grow and flourish.
Absolutely. So let me ask this. Were there times you were challenged where it was like that temptation that tried to pull you or lure you there and you had to, fight the temptation of it? I know the answer, but I just want to hear you elaborate.
Listen, man, it was a everyday battle. You know what I mean? It was an everyday battle. So when I say it's an everyday battle, I mean, listen, you can't escape the environment that you're in. That's your reality. That's your surroundings. And because you're in that environment, you have to make conscious decisions on trying not to succumb to the environment or trying not to allow the environment to get the best of you. It's always a tug of war, dog. Each and every day, a tug of war, man. And it's almost like you gotta have like tunnel vision, bro. You gotta have tunnel vision, reminding yourself of what you're called to do or what your purpose to do or what you intend to do, and not allow those distractions that's in your environment to get you off track.
Absolutely. Man, what you just said, it reminded me of a scripture. And I think I wrote about it in one of my books where the scriptures, I can't remember exactly where it said it, but it said, make your face like a flint. And the people on the, you got the sidelines that they're chattering, that they're trying to pull at you. But like I always say, they're on the sidelines for a reason. And the thing is, you got to keep moving forward. So, man, I definitely love what you said right there. So, yeah, man, you got another project going on, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. Soon, hopefully by February at the latest, I'll be releasing my first book titled The Power of One. It's a book that's specifically designed to speak to guardians and soon to be foster parents, and even current foster parents, right? It's a book that's designed to help to bridge that relationship gap between foster parents and foster youth. You feel me? Yeah. I uniquely and transparently share my story, and in the midst of that, I provide tips, tools, and strategies to foster parents, to guardians, man, that can help bring about a smooth transition with the foster child, bro. Because first of all, I'm big on family, but second of all, man, I understand, man, that the household that the foster youth is placed in is critical to their overall success.
Okay. So let's talk about this book. Because I'm a true believer that every book has its season and its time. How did you know it was time to write this book, or what birthed the urge to actually, say, okay, I need to buckle down and write this book?
Man, I think it was a combination of things. It's kind of like the reason why I even got into speaking. It came from an urge, a need, a desire to feel like I was helping those who come from a similar background as me. And the book is simply an extension of that. It's my desire to help those who come from a similar background as me. So yes, in the book, I'm speaking to foster children as well by sharing my story, sharing my intimate, most inner thoughts and feelings and things of that nature and how I overcame that. But I also wanted to speak to the guardians because I understand, man, like it takes two to tangle. You know what I mean? You got this foster child that's traumatized and has been through various situations coming into a new home with complete strangers. So really no one knows each other. And there's a gap right there initially within the relationship. And unless that foster parent understands how to initially address the foster child in various situations, man, the relationship is just gonna start off wrong from the jump. And I don't want that to happen, right? I don't want that to happen, man. I want the transition to be as smooth as possible, because when that can happen, man, it's a win-win for everybody.
And I gotta ask this because this is something that came to mind as you was talking. What could you say to parents that could help bridge that gap? Because you have a child now that's coming in that's dealt with the traumatic experiences, that's bringing in their own generational backgrounds from their family, and I'm not sure how the system works, but the parent may not be privy to knowing, all of the child's background, the family history. So they don't know exactly the struggles that the child is going through. So how does the parent deal with those kind of things?
Yeah, man, it could be an extended process, right? But since we're talking about the book, there's a chapter I have in the book called Words of Mass Destruction. Let me say it again, man. Words of Mass Destruction, right? And in this chapter, I'm simply talking about that you have a child that has already had experiences, and you have a child that already has traumatized experiences. And it's up to the parent, the foster parent or the guardian, to be intentional in recognizing or trying to identify words that can be considered triggers, or words that are words of mass destruction, meaning that the foster child, when they hear certain words, it stirs up emotions, it stirs up feelings that aren't good, that aren't positive, right? So as a foster parent, I'm saying, listen, you may not know everything about the child, but the child is coming into your home. And the thing I want you to do is be proactive in trying to sit down with whoever's in your home, because your children that's in your home, the adults that are in your home, you have to begin to work intentionally on establishing a culture. So the thing I want you to do is establish a culture of eliminating potential words of mass destruction before the child ever steps foot in there. So you guys can be on the same page. And then when the child comes, allow the child the freedom to add words to that list that you've already established. Can you imagine how much empowered a child would feel just knowing they're coming into a home and you know what I'm saying, they're allowed to do this? Because listen, you want the home to be as peaceful as possible. And it's an ongoing process. But if you could start off pretty good, man, you head in the right direction.
Wow, man, that's some incredible words there, man. So I'm just gonna ask, what are some other nuggets that people will get from your book?
Man, let's see. Right now I'm just thinking about some of the titles, but I would say I got a title, I think it's called The Eye of the Beholder, right? And what this is talking about, listen, what you think you don't know as a guardian, as a foster parent. So you have to remove, you know what I'm saying, the blinders, or remove your perspective and allow yourself to really just be open to knowing that you don't know, knowing that you don't necessarily have all the answers. And really also this perspective thing is really talking about kind of like releasing control. And what I mean by that is that sometimes, man, the guardian has good intentions, but the intentions could kind of be misplaced because they say, man, listen, I got my rules, my regulations, this is how things going to be, and the foster child is going to have to abide by that. But what we're saying is that's cool and that's fine, but here's a slightly different approach to that, that can very well work just as well or even better than that. Because like I say, it's a brand new relationship. What you know from maybe your children is going to be different from this new child that's coming in. What worked for your children may not work for this new child that's coming in. So listen, it's going to be a whole new process.
Okay. So y'all see he's dropping some gems here. So man, I'm looking forward to this book. Are you doing pre-orders now?
Not right now, but I will be. Okay, most definitely. And
how can everyone find you?
Oh man, the first thing I would say is just check out my website, AntonioGrate.com, and within the website, I got links to my social media sites as well. So you can just begin to click on there, follow me, DM me, whatever the case may be, man. Let's just stay in contact.
Most definitely, man. So like I said, we're going to go more in depth about this in season 3, man, because I'm looking forward to this interview off the rip, man, already. So we're building some momentum already, but you all be sure to follow him on all the social medias, visit his website, Check him out, man, because this guy, I'm telling you, he's dope, man. So, man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you for taking the time out even to dig in with that ebook with me, for interviewing with me. But last but not least, I got a pop-up question I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, let's go.
So, where will Antonio be in 2022?
That's a pop-up question, bro. In 2022, man, I think my overall goal really is to really just walk more and more in my purpose and fulfilling my assignments and constantly staying sensitive to what I believe God is doing in my life and in my family's life. And really trying to keep that connection close, united, and also open, because I believe that, it's important not to be so stuck on myself, meaning what I want to do, but really just trying to continue to identify and understand what it is that God wants me to do, really. So whatever doors he opened, that's for me. I plan on walking through them, and I believe that 2022 would be better than 2021. You feel me?
Absolutely. So, man, we're coming to a close here, but before we end, I just want you to speak any words of encouragement, motivation to our listeners and watchers real quick.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the thing I want to say to your people, to the people that's out here watching right now, man, is that there is a seed of greatness in you. Like, there is literally a seed of greatness that is in you that is waiting to flourish for the entire world to see. But most importantly, is waiting for you to see, right? So many times we just simply go through things in life and that causes us to feel less than. But I simply want to take this moment right here and right now to say that you're not less than, you're more than. God created you with a seed of greatness, meaning you have a purpose, you have a destiny that you were specifically assigned for. And I want you to begin to realize that is within you and begin to intentionally feed that seed the necessary nutrients that it needs to grow, for the roots to grow deep and for it to flourish in its due time and its due season. I'm not saying this process is going to be easy, but I'm saying it's doable and it's well worth it. So listen to me. If you feel like you're less than, X that right now. You're more than. You're more than a conqueror because you are born with a special and unique gift for the entire world to see, but most importantly for you to see first. So listen, be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of your conversations. Be mindful of your circle of friends. And I assure you, when you begin to become intentional about this, you will begin to see the fruits of that seed of greatness that's within you. Hey, check me out, man. Listen, it's your boy, Antonio. Listen, I want you to grow and be great, and remember to be grateful, because it's more than just a slogan. It's a lifestyle.
Man, you just dropped some fire there, man. It's on fire right now. But bro, again, I appreciate you, man. And again, thank you for taking the time out. So most definitely.
Yo, appreciate you, man. Much love, bro. Always.
Absolutely. Now, y'all stay tuned. We got a second part of this episode. I got another guest coming on, so y'all stay tuned, all right? Yo, what's up, fam? Just wanted to slide in real quick in between interviews. Look, I hope you enjoyed the interview with Antonio. It was an incredible interview. I also enjoyed doing this ebook with him and the other guys. Look, we put this ebook together for you. We're thinking about you all. We want to show our appreciation to those who have been supporting us, those who have been rocking with us, those who have been following us along our journey. So I knew these guys, they would bring it. They would bring the heat. So that's why I reached out to each one of them to, join in on this journey to present this ebook to you all. So you all be sure to follow the guys. You already know Antonio, but then there's also my guy, D.A. Springer, and you can find him on Instagram. That's at Napal M. Jax. That's NAPAL MJAX. And also, can't forget my guy, Kurt the Connector. Nobody does it better. He is the one that brought us all together, man. Big ups to you. So it was an honor to be able to work with these guys. You got, like I said, you got to read this book, man. We're bringing so many nuggets that'll help you along your journey as far as pursuing your passion, unlocking your purpose that's in you. So we're dealing with stuff, as Antonio said, the seed of greatness, faith over fear, consistency, discipline, dealing with your mindset. We cover all of these things in 8 chapters, man. It's so many nuggets in these 8 chapters, man. So you gotta get this book, man. You can reach out to me. You can join my texting community. As soon as you text me and say, "Kay, I want the book," I'll send it straight out to you. Or you can reach out to my guys and they'll send you the book. So nevertheless, I'm not going to prolong it. Let's get on to the next interview with my personal coach, Ariana. She's going to talk about her program, the Purpose, Plan, and Profit program. I actually participated in this program. Man, listen, this program was incredible. I learned so much out of this program, learned how to move some obstacles out of my way, because we all have obstacles, no matter who we are. But I'm gonna let you listen in or watch the interview, and we'll go from there. All right. What's going on, fam? This is your boy, K Noel. Hey, this is the second part of this episode. I got another person I'm interviewing. I am extremely glad to have her on again for this season as we're bringing it to an end. She is incredible. She's phenomenal. She's actually my coach. So I brought her on so that we could talk about her program that she has. Well, she has a few programs. So I wanted her to discuss them with you all so that give you an idea of some people that are out there that can actually help. So Ariana, I'm going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself.
Well, hello. I'm so excited to be back on this phenomenal podcast. Definitely one of my favorites. But my name is Ariana, and I'm the owner and CEO of Freedom Riders. And it is a company that is completely geared towards helping people find and become their best selves and identify what they really want out of life and strategize a plan on how to get there. I think so many people live their lives every single day just on autopilot, and we weren't created to live on autopilot. So that's what I love to do. I'm very passionate about helping people become their best selves and reaching their goals. I'm excited to be here today to talk about the program that recently ended, but I am kicking it back off for February of 2022. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's me.
Okay, so let's go to the seed of this program.
The seed?
Where it all began.
Oh gosh. So the Triple P program is Purpose, Profit, Plan program. And for me, I'm very much so a guided person, which basically means like I really go to the throne for my ideas. I really get deep in prayer and seek God of the strategy of where to go. And I was seeking a program that would hit all the aspects of who I am as a coach. And that would flow seamlessly together where I can give the best parts of me as a coach that actually would help. And so one thing that I absolutely am always coaching or preaching or talking about is purpose. I feel like so many people forget that they were born and created with a purpose. And I take on the mission of helping people identify what their purpose is, because I battled with feeling that same way of feeling like I didn't have identity. I didn't know what my purpose was. And that's a very dark and lonely place. So that was one thing, but I also have this business aspect of who I am and what I do as coaching, that it may not be for the huge 7-10 figure person, but for the person who's just starting out and wants to level up their business and just wants to do better and become better. Like, I love to help those kinds of people because I've started multiple companies, I've started businesses, I've been successful, I've been non-successful, and navigating through that beginning stage or that mid phase of growing a business and not giving up, and what works and what's hot in today's society and generation of building a business, and how do you fit in that was important to me. And so as I, was praying and I was trying to identify like what program can I create that properly encompassed who I was as a coach and would help me to be most effective. That's why I got the Triple P program. originally I only had one-on-one coaching. And so this program is near and dear to my heart because it hits every aspect, and I'm able to help people not only identify their purpose, but build a brand and build up who they are in entrepreneurship. So yeah, that's the seed of it. That's where it came from.
And I can honestly say it's an incredible program. I went through the program myself. I learned some obstacles about myself that I didn't even realize was there. It was aggravating that time because it challenged me. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was incredible. So I got to ask this, because you mentioned identity and you mentioned business.
Yeah.
How does those two go together?
You know what? We're so blessed and fortunate to have internet and social media, but it's like a blessing and a curse. It can become like a love-hate relationship, because when your business is not going good, you start looking at what everybody else is doing. And so you start trying to take on their identity as a business to fit yours. And what I've learned and what I found out is that comparison, that maybe if I do this, it'll be better because they're doing it and it's working, kills your growth and it kills your business quickly. Because when you try on their clothes and they don't fit, you want to quit. And we have to understand who we are. We got to identify and be confident. I think we lack the confidence in our purpose and our gifts and our talents, and it causes us to try to become somebody else. And I've watched social media, right? Because I do business coaching. And so I watch people and see what's going on and what's hot and what's this and that. And I'm gonna tell you, the people who are most successful are being themselves. They own who they are. And then based on who they are, introvert, extrovert, talkative, not talkative, video, no video, whatever, when they own what their, people call it a genius, but just when they own who they are, they succeed. So you can't go over there trying to succeed in their thing because they're just being who they are. So that identity crisis is so big, especially in entrepreneurship and running a business, especially right now because everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. So I really took a lot of time in the program, like identify what you are and who you are and what you like and what you want. And does video work for you or does it? Podcasting work for you or does it? What's your thing? Because when you figure that out, you'll be successful.
And I like what you said about, basically understanding who you are. Because if we think about David and Saul when they was facing Goliath, if David had tried to use what Saul was using, David would have never been successful. Mm-hmm. So David had to use what works best for him.
Right. Absolutely. It's a huge lesson in that, because we forget what our strengths are on our own, like just from who we were created to be. And a lot of people will try to have you put on their armor. And I think I work really hard in this program and just as a coach to not put off my ways on other people. Like I work really hard not to do that because I don't want you to think just because you get on reels as often as I get on reels, you're gonna do well, and every reel is not going to be good. I work really hard to just help people find their thing, because you don't need to put on somebody else's armor to win your battle. And sometimes putting on somebody else's armor, it hides your strength, so you never figure out how strong you are.
Wow. And I do want to point out, she does be killing the reels game. That's not my lane, so.
I'm small in the water. I just love doing them. They're just fun. It's fun.
I'll let you have that. So, what are some things that people that have taken the course, what have they gotten out of it? Like, whether it's freedom or whether it's what type of things do they get out of the program?
So the first thing I think you get out of when you take the program is clarity. Even if that clarity is, dang, I've been doing it this way this whole time, but that's just not really who I am. That's not even how I want to do it. or clarity in, okay, I'm actually really good at this. Maybe I should have just stuck with it longer. I think clarity is a huge building block in building a business and becoming who you are. So I definitely know clarity, but also strategy, because I talk about the differences in having a vision, having goals, and then putting those steps and like all of that strategy. If you don't break down what strategy is, you can't do it. And so I think they leave with a better understanding, and will leave with a better understanding of, okay, this is my vision. These are my goals. This is how I'm going to make it happen. I'm very much so an actionable person. Don't coach me and not give me real life things to do. So you will leave with real life things to do for your specific business. And I think that's what makes it so phenomenal, is that I didn't get on and create this program and teach these people how to do something generic. I didn't give them just a generic recipe. And you've been in the class, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. I gave you a recipe for you, even in the midst of a group setting, which is so powerful. But I feel like that's only fair as a coach, as a mentor. I feel like it's only fair to not give somebody a cookie cutter thing, like it's a one size fits all, because the truth of the matter is building a business is not one size fits all. But there are principles that we each can use tailored to our business, and then we use it in our way. Does that, that makes sense? So I feel like that's definitely a powerful thing that you'll lead with, is something that will work for you. And then the last part, we talk about profit, and I think people they kind of understand how to make profit in their business, they kind of don't. And there's so many different arenas that some people don't realize they're good in that can make them money. Like, if you're good in this, go ahead and make money doing it because you're good in it. So that profit piece of just running down all the ways that you can take your business, your program, your idea, and make money off of it, I think is really important. And so when you leave with that, it's a full plan of what you can do once you leave the course. It's like, I know exactly the steps I'm going to take. I know which direction I'm going in. I'm confident in that. I am closer to my purpose, or have identified it, and now I'm going to go make money.
And I can say one thing I loved about the program is that it was built in steps, and each step built on top of the other one. So anytime you're being challenged on one step, you can always go back to what you learned from the previous step.
Yeah.
Because I know when we got to the profit part, that's where I start running into my challenges, because each assignment I was able to just like that. But when it got to the profit side, it was like, whoa. So then I had to go back to the previous steps that I've learned. Mm-hmm. So it was so amazing to see how you build each of us up to that final stage. Yeah. And you can still go back to the first steps, because those first few steps, they were so vital and important. Mm-hmm. Because of how you could continue to go back to it. And I want to say, you did mention this in the class, that we will always continue to keep going back to some of these, to really all of those steps in the program.
Yeah. I built it that way because I think people we forget those small things, because sometimes it comes so fluid. But you got to understand, if you don't master the small things, you get to the big thing, and it's like, but the way you eliminate that is those small steps. And so I love that it feels that way. And I remember you were like, oh, you finally got me. And I was like, yes, I did it. I did it because sometimes we just think we got it all figured out. But the question you got to ask yourself is, if I got it all figured out, why am I not moving? Why am I not advancing? So I love the fact that everybody, and it wasn't just you, it was like other people hit me at different points, like, I found my part, I found out. And that's very important, because you gotta identify what's sticking you, what's holding you. So when you got there, you was like, yeah, you nailed it, you got me. And I do build everything I do in that way, because you know what, I think it's important. I've been through programs on my own, and I've signed up with a lot of different coaches and things like that. And one thing I hated was that it wasn't something that would be lasting for me. Like, it was just, you learned it wasn't imperative. It wasn't like something I could take. even with my 21 day workbook to mental freedom, I have people to this day come back to me and say, I get in spots and I pull that book out and I go back. I love hearing that. Like, because to me, that far supersedes your investment into the program. Because it's not just like, oh, I went through it and they taught me like, whatever one thing and blah, 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 and I already kind of knew how to do it. It's like, she taught me foundational pieces that I'm always gonna pull from. And I think that right there is literally the most valuable thing in the world, is you leave with things that actually become a part of who you are. You know what I mean? A part of your life. So I love that. Like, I loved it. I love to see you sweat, man. I was like, yes. Only because you're so great. So like, I have some students. So let me say this. I have some people who were in this program and y'all were kind of like above the rest. Y'all was like, dude. So I was like, okay, I know they're probably like, I'm like, I'm gonna bring the fire. So the fact that all my people who are seasoned, because you're seasoned, right? Like you are, you have a podcast, you've been doing phenomenal, like you're very foundational, you've written books, like you're freaking amazing. Like you got things under your belt. So when I can pull y'all who got some stuff under their belt and make them be like, that hurt a little bit, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do as a coach. So.
I want to go back to something you said earlier. You mentioned clarity. Mm-hmm. Why is clarity so important?
Because you got to know where you're going. You got to know who you are. There's a saying that if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for everything. Or if you don't, you know what I mean? Like, that fall for anything comes because you don't have clarity in who you are. So clarity, I feel like, is something that people really discount. They really don't give enough credit to it of sitting down and figuring out who you are. It's so funny because when I get up and like coach or do my motivational rooms, my desire is to like strike somebody so hard that they understand it's not so much the social media and the posts you make and it really is you owning who you are. So that clarity, it makes you successful. Because think about it this way, if God created you before you were even in your mother's womb, he put purpose inside of you. If you live your life not identifying or knowing what that purpose is, if you live your whole life not having clarity in that, you are not maximizing your potential of who you are as a person. So I feel like clarity is so key in everything that you do, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're working 9 to 5, whether you're a father or you're a wife, whatever, because that's the only thing you really truly can stand on is your truth. Everything else is fluid. It's your truth. So clarity is important to me. I call myself a clarity coach because it's so important to me. And I feel like I know, listen to me, right? I feel like I know why people aren't successful. It's because they are not clear on their goals, on who they are, on what they want. And I see it time and time again. So it's really important. I feel like that's the only thing you have to stand on because clarity is your truth.
I absolutely agree. And I was thinking about something else you were saying, how everybody gets that piece that helps them. And one thing I loved about it, though it was in a group setting, you still took time with each of us to make sure we got it. So it's not one of those programs where in a group setting is you get the training, you do the assignment, and then that's it. She actually takes that time with you, even still in the midst of the class, to make sure each one of us got it, because it will definitely challenge you. and you're gonna have some questions. So and that's what I love about the program. So I encourage anybody, if you really want to invest in yourself, you really need to take this program.
Yeah, it definitely, I did that intentionally because like I said, I don't want to be cookie cutter. I don't want to make anybody feel like they signed up for my stuff. And you know how it feels to sign up for a program and they like promise you and get all this stuff. And then it's like, I knew half this stuff. What are you going to give me that's actually going to everybody knows how that feels. And you feel like you wasted your money. You know what I mean? And it starts to deter you from making investments in yourself, and you shouldn't. So I purposely, that was very intentional, because I didn't want anybody to leave feeling like they didn't get their questions answered. And because I'm telling you, I've made hefty investments, thousands of dollars in programs that do that. And it always is so frustrating, because I would invest in them and know 90% of what they were teaching, 10% was like, oh, that's a good idea. That's it. So like, and I would check it up. Like, I'm not the type of person to like run away from investing in myself. So I would check it up to, okay, well, I'm gonna take that. Oh, that's a good idea. And I'm gonna make me $1,000 off that one, thing that actually sparked me. So I'm not the type of person to like run from investment, but I know that for people, that's a huge thing. When they sign up for something and they feel like it didn't give what it was supposed to give, that slowly starts to turn them off from investing. Because do not promote something and then you're not gonna give me what you say you're gonna give me. So I was very intentional in making sure that if y'all turn y'all work in and if y'all got it to me, I would answer your questions. I would definitely respond back to your emails, give ideas, personalized to everybody. And everybody did leave and say that's the one part that they really loved. Not only thing, but that's the one thing that stood out for everybody. And I got a lot of thank yous and emails and things like that from people just like, I appreciate the time you took even in a group setting, which was very interesting. So I intentionally made sure that all of you guys felt like you left with your questions answered.
Yeah. And I can vouch and say that is just you, period, anyway. So that's just a part of your character. So
yeah.
What is the biggest, the most important part of this program that you would say that you would want people to get out of it?
The biggest thing that I want people to get out of this program when they leave is I want them to feel empowered to go after it. That would be the biggest thing. I want you to feel empowered to actually go out. I want you to feel like you can. So many times I think in building businesses, it's hard because you see other people doing things and you start questioning yourself and you start to compare, you start to weigh like bank accounts, you start doing all these things. And the true fact of the matter is that belief is everything. The power of belief, man, it can make miracles happen. It shifts your life. It changes your story. The power of belief. I know because when I believed and I sold out to being depressed, I was depressed. But when I believed that I could be better, I got better. So I think we discount belief. And if nothing else, I want everybody to leave out of my program feeling like, I can do this. I can do this. And there's nothing stopping me. Like, I want you to feel invincible living the program, because the excuses we give ourselves day after day after day is exactly why we are where we are. So if I, as a person, like you said, that's just who I am. One thing, the core of me is I just want to see everybody win. And I remember somebody had DM'd me or something, and they were just like, you know what? Like, the fact that you just genuinely want to see us win is like you can feel it through your clubhouses or through your coaching, like that you really just want everybody to win. And I do. I don't feel like we're in a sea of crabs in a bucket. I don't see that. I see that there's enough for everybody. And if everybody works in their lane, in their zone, why isn't there enough? Because you might have something that I need. But I'm a coach, I'm a this, I'm a that, but you do podcasting. So I want anybody that I come in contact with and takes this program to leave like, I'm invincible, I'm limitless, I can do this. There's nothing holding me back. And I work really, really hard to make sure that people feel that when they connect with me, when they sign up for my stuff. Like, because I just think you just have to know that you can win. So that's the one thing that I hope everybody took from it, but gained and would leave from that program is that, I can do this. Sometimes it's just little small things that we're missing. You know what I mean? It's just like a small puzzle piece. And so if I can empower you to feel invincible and know now you may leave the program, let's put this BS out there. You might leave the program and don't do nothing, but it won't be because I didn't empower you or make you feel like you could. that's to me the greatest gift that I can give anybody who invests in this program and in themselves, is to ensure that you feel empowered to do whatever you put your mind to.
So real quick, could you give everyone a rundown of some of the other programs that you have?
So, okay, the Triple P program is the one, and then I do one-on-one coaching. So it just depends on where you are in your space. So I do personal development and business development. So you can do personal development. Some people they may not want to necessarily dive into the entrepreneurship, but they do want to find some type of peace and wholeness in their lives, and also level up who they are just as a person, just in their everyday life. So personal development and then business development. And that's where we break down your business, your plans, your vision, what you want, and then start structuring a real life plan on how to get there. What are those steps? So I have those two, and they're one-on-one coaching. I do have my 21 Days to Mental Freedom, and that's simply a system that I put together that helps you detox your mind. So it's like a mental detox, which I recommend everybody do at the beginning of the year, just to it's like how we detox our bodies, you know what I mean? Let's detox our minds, that's very important. And then lastly, I have my membership, which is just like a community of people who are driven, go-getters, and we just need really a push and to be held accountable. And so that's that space, which I absolutely love that space, because I feel like it's not just on me, it's on all of us. You know, everybody in my tribe, I feel like plays a part, and it's our responsibility to support, to aid, to motivate, to push each other. And that's what that community is. So really, I'm really simple. I'm like the in and out menu. I got a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. And you pick whichever one you fall into. This is not make Burger King have it your way. This is the in and out. Here's the menu, 4 or 3 things, and whatever works for you works for you.
I know nothing about in and out, but I'm just gonna go with the flow.
Their menu is like 4 things, okay? I got so much to introduce you to, it's ridiculous. But yeah, there we go.
Okay, now I got a challenging question for you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So we're at the end of the year. This is the last week in 2021. So where will Ariana be in 2022?
Oh my God. Wherever God has me, wherever the Lord calls me to be. You tried it. I'm gonna be wherever God says. Honestly, I'm on a journey right now to myself. I preached Sunday, and I preached a message about the Holy Spirit. And I'm learning, just the more I get deeper in my relationship with God and building businesses and doing all the things, that there's so much that lies inside of us. And I hear me say it all the time. It's never a message you're not going to hear me preach or talk about or motivate about, because there are so many layers to who we are that we are just underutilizing. And so where I think Ariana will be in 2022 is, just wherever God has me. I hope to be on stages and speaking and empowering people in person and in different ways. And just honestly making my mark in the world. I want everybody who comes in contact with me to feel a shift in their lives. So I will be doing just that. What God calls me to do, moving in my purpose and my destiny. And if that lands me on a stage of 50 million people or 5, that's where you'll find me doing that, because that's what I'm called to do.
And you will.
All right.
All right. So last words, if you would, just encourage the people as we're getting ready to depart 2021 and enter into 2022.
Yeah. So my last words is stop underutilizing your gifts. Stop underutilizing your gifts. Stop living beneath your potential. Potential is great, but it's nothing if you don't really tap into it. And I think we owe it to ourselves to see how much we can do. What can we accomplish? What things can you change? How can you shift your life or somebody else's life? I long for a generation of us to rise up and just be like, I'm here and I'm doing it and I own it and this is who I am. And not in a way where we're above change, right? Because nobody's above change. When you stop changing, you stop growing. But in a way that says, I'm working every single day to be the best me that I can be. That's the only way we're gonna make the world better. That's the only way we're gonna make our lives better, is when we own and take responsibility that I have to fix me. I gotta own me. I gotta level me up. I want everybody to go into 2022 understanding that you gotta do the work. And in order to get what you want out of life, you gotta look inside. You gotta tap in. So build, grow, chase, get after it. Don't give up. Stop giving yourself excuses. Stop allowing yourself to live beneath your means, your potential, your birthright. Rise up and do the work to become the best version of you every single day. I mean, don't wake up not one day fighting to be the best version of you in your life, in your business, spiritually, financially, everything, on every level.
Awesome. Well, as always, I appreciate you. And thank you for taking the time out. And for everybody listening and watching, make sure you check out her website. Where can they find you at? I almost forgot that.
Every single space on every platform is Freedom Riders. My website is www.freedomriders.com. So it's super simple. The word freedom and riders is spelled R-I-D-A-H-S. I always get my own stuff mixed up, but R-I-D-A-H-S. freedomriders.com. Freedom Riders everywhere you go. And wait, let me say this. The Triple P program, that Purpose Plan Profit program that Noel went through, that so many people went through, that is phenomenal, is kicking off in February of 2022. That's the next go of it. So guys, get in it quickly.
Absolutely. Y'all make sure y'all sign up for that program. I'm telling you, it is worth your time, your money, and investing in yourself. Mm-hmm. So as I was saying, I appreciate you. Again, thank you for taking the time out. And I can't wait to see what's about to happen in 2022 for you.
Woo. I got some things up my sleeve. Thank you so much for having me again. I love being here, and your podcast is phenomenal. And appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all know the drill. You all have a great evening, great morning, great day, whatever time of the day it is. Leave no days left behind and be relentless, and we are out. All right, fam. So now we're at the end of the road. This is the end of the road of season 2, The Pursuit of Passion. Yo, look, we went 30 episodes strong. I actually challenged myself. I was planning on doing like 20, 25 episodes, but I wanted to stretch myself. So we pushed through to the 30 episodes. Of course, we went through some challenges near the end, due to school, but hey, it all worked out in the end, man. Your boy got all A's this semester. So big ups to that, man. And I just want to let y'all know I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you all for joining in on me and with me on this journey of pursuit of passion. And also for the support, man. I can never appreciate you all enough. I'm forever grateful for you all, for the support, for the encouraging words that you all have given me. You all push me to keep going. So I just want to let you all know that I appreciate you. And remember, this is the end of the journey for the pursuit of passion, but we're gonna go through some changes, and Relentless Conversations is being birthed. It's been being birthed before your eyes, and you didn't even realize it. So I'm very strategic with whatever I do. So with that being said, you all already know the drill. You know how we do it. You all have a great evening, a great morning, a great night, whatever time of the day you're listening to this. You already know what we do. We're making the best of each day because we're leaving no days left behind. And you know why? Because we will be relentless. With that being said, we're not even doing the outro. This is it, my friends. I appreciate you all, and we are out.